Hi guys, good evening. Sama ko si Coco. Ayaw malis sa tabi ko. Ano ko? Si Coco, katabi ko si Coco. Bakit wala ako? Ingay. Ang ingay ko, no? Yes, maingay. Nagulat si Coco eh. Oh, bakit? Ayan oh, pakita ka na lang dito ko. Yes! Happy Queenie! Tamsak, sabi ni Coco, thank you. Thank you, Coco. You say thank you, Coco. You say thank you. Ayaw mo umalis sa tabi ko kahit na nakano na ako dito, ha? Ang gagawin mo dyan? Yes, shout out na. Shout out doon sa doggy. Shout out to sa'yo. Sabi ni Coco. Coco, thank you. Thank you, Coco. Coco. Ay, look. Thank you daw, sabi ni Happy Queen. Thank you very much, sabi ni Coco. Coco, ayaw malis sa tabi ko. Gusto niya kasama siya sa live. Yes, shout out na Happy. Hi, Coco, sabi ni Happy. Hello. Hello daw, hi daw. Okay. So we got to share muna tayo. Yes, Happy Queenie, okay, baba mo yung bahay mo para pagdatingan nila, didikitan ka at saka tatamsakan. Yung pinakahuling video mo, pwede mo i-ano. Yes, pwede mo ibaba para ano, kasi magbibigay ako ng 1 raffle entry para sa mga pupunta sa'yo. 5 points yun. I'll give you 5 points. 5 points. Usually, binibigay ko yun sa mga unang dumating. Tissue paper natin. Where's my... Bakit nawala yung gunting dito? Yes, Kuko. Nasaan si gunting? Ayan. Parang ko nawawala. Hindi pala eh. Yes, we have 2 million in the house. Salamat sa 2 million. Wala pa ako jacket. Ay, sorry. Okay, sige. Oo nga pala, nawala sa isip ko. Lagyan kita ng jacket. Okay. Okay, para maibaba mo yung house mo, ha? At you have 1 raffle entry sa mga first timer. Okay. Meron tayo ng 1 raffle entry para kay Happy Queenie. Okay? Meron ka na. So, December 18 ang grand live stream natin. Pwede ka pala para makasali ka sa grand live stream. Kailangan paramihan ng raffle entry. Meron tayong mga shoutout po. Wala pa po ako jacket. Oo nga eh. Na-process ko na eh. Antay-antay na lang. God bless. Ay, Lodi. Ayan, si Andy. Madali lang eh. Pinaprocess. Na-process ko na yung ano mo, jacket mo. Okay, maya-maya konti meron na yan. Alam mo naman si Lolo. Siya yung nag-approve ng jacket. Ito po main account ko, bago dikit na rin po. Ah, okay. Bakit kaya ang tagal yung sa iyo? Ang tagal. Sige, ako na lang magbaba ng iyong bahay. Happy... Ay, iba pa rin si Happy. Iba pa yung Happy Queenie. Iba pa rin yung ano. Ah, yan ang main account mo, Happy Queenie. Ayan, may jacket ka na. Ah, Happy ni. Dapat yung main account mo kasi doon sila didikit. Okay. Doon sa main account mo, doon ang dikitan. Kasi pang ano mo lang yung... Parang second account mo, pang ano lang yan eh. Pang dikit lang siya. Pero para madikitan ka, yung main ang iyong padidikitan. Okay, sige. So, yun ang padikitan mo, yung... Ah, yung padikitan mo dapat yung Happy ni. Happy ni dapat para ano. Okay, sige. Sige, yun ang padidikitan natin mamaya pag may magsidatingan sila ha. Okay, tapusin ko lang share ko. Thank you sa mga nagtamsak dyan. Salamat sa mga nagtamsak na dalawa. Ay, ikaw pa rin pala yan eh. Dalawang account mo kasi. Mahina pa rin yata yung ating net. Mahina ba? Mahina yung net. Mamaya pupuntahan ko yung account mo ha. Magsisend mo na ako sa group. Ay, paalam na si Yes, we have our lesson muna tayo. Lesson presentation. Habang inaantay yung iba. Okay. Today is 17 na tayo ng November. Ang bilis ng araw. November 17. Maya-maya, December na. Hindi natin namalayan. Ano na? Okay, so ang 17th, not too hard for you. Pero hindi na discuss kagabi kasi hindi ako nag-live. Kaya i-discuss ko na rin para para isang presentation for tomorrow kasi is summary of the lessons na tayo. Kaya magka-doble-doble. Kaya ngayon lang natin dodoblehin. Life and good, death and evil, blessings and curses. So ito yung kagabi na hindi tayo naka-live. Kaya ito i-discuss ko kasama ngayon. So pag makita natin yung toward the end of Deuteronomy, in the book of Deuteronomy, kung napapansin po natin dyan, after a long discourse on what will happen to the people of God if they disobey the Lord and violate, pag mag-violate sila, Kuko, ano ba? Ay, Kuko. Oh, diretso na. Ayan na si Kuko. Kuko. Guys, Pia pala to. Dito ka matulog? Sabi na. Mag-spray ka ng ano dyan sa room mo. Tagal mo hindi mo natulugan yan. Alcohol ka.
Sino nagtulugan?
Eh wala akong tao ilang ano na yung room mo. Siyempre panayali kabuk yan. So makita natin dito ang discourse natin is sa kung ano ang mangyari sa bayan ng Israel if they disobey, kapag hindi sila sunod sa Panginoon. And that Deuteronomy 30 begins with a promise that if they fall into disobedience and are punished with exile, God will never restore them again to the land. So ito yung promise sa kanila. Kasi ang ano sa kanila is the condition, if they obey God, then they will be blessed. But if they will disobey, to the extent na they will be thrown into captivity. Actually, 70 years of captivity ang naranasan nila dahil they disobeyed God. So that is, if they repented and turned from their evil ways, then God is willing to bring them back again, or to bring the old glory to their nation. So ito yung parating promise sa kanila ng Panginoon. So in Deuteronomy 30 verse 15 to 20, what are the options presented in the ancient Israel here, and how do these options reflect that what we have seen all through the Bible? So kung titingnan po natin, ito ang reflection na ito sa book ng Deuteronomy, ay meron tinatawag na dual application sa ating mga buhay sa end time. So the Lord is very clear. Yahweh set before them one of the two options. Basically, he did what Adam and Eve in Eden. In fact, ang Hebrew word for good and evil in Deuteronomy 30:15, and the same Hebrew word in Genesis for the tree of knowledge of good and evil. Here are all through the Bible, there is no middle ground. Yan sinasabi na isang araw na pinag-aralan natin. There are no middle ground. No neutral place. They will either serve the Lord or and have life, or neutral, or they will choose death. And it is the same for us today. Pwede na pipiliin natin ang Panginoon, and then we will live, or we are going to choose the enemy of God and choose death. So there is no middle ground. Wala po na sa gitna na or walang neutral ground, but only two options. Okay, good or evil, life or death. So yun ang nais ng Panginoon na ipaalam sa bawat isa sa atin, especially sa mga Christians ngayon. So they will either serve the Lord and have life, or they will choose death. Life, goodness, blessings in contrast, or what? Death, evil, and curses. So, ito yung mga opposite na pag sumunod tayo, ito yon. We have life, we have blessings, and we have goodness. But if we disobey God, we have what is called death, evil, and curses.
Asan na electric fan ko na Minions?
Yung,
Electric fan kong maliit.
hindi ko alam. Ano maliit yun?
Yung yellow. Asan na yun?
Tanong mo kay Amber yung ganito?
Hindi.
May ganito dyan sa labas. Oh.
Ba't nasa labas?
So we have, if they turn away from Him, these bad things will be the natural results. Ito ay tinatawag na consequence. The consequence of disobedience to God. So we have, however, we understand that people are presented with these options. It's very clear, kahit sa ating kapanahonan ngayon. The reality of their free will, their free choices made the difference. So, ang kanilang talagang pagtanggap and these verses, along with so much of the Bible, the Old and the New Testament, make it clear that uh, no sense apart from the sacred gift of free will and free choice. So, nasa atin po yung pagpapasa. The choice is ours. The decision is your decision and my decision. So, in the real sense, God said, ito yung sinabi ng Panginoon, therefore, with the free will that I have given you, choose life. Choose blessing, choose goodness, not evil, not death, evil, and curses. So there are two options. There are only two options. It seems so obvious with the correct choice wouldn't be, isn't that yet we know what happened when we disobey God. And the great controversy was as real then as it is now, and we should learn from Israel's example and experiences that can happen if we don't give wholly ourselves to the Lord. The Lord said, choose life and all that this choice entails. So the choice is also between you and me. Choose life and all that it entails, so that we will be able to stand firm to the Lord, especially when it comes the second time around. So choose good life and good. Okay, not too hard for you. So Deuteronomy 30 opened the Lord telling his people that what would happen if they repented and turned away from their evil ways, and what wonderful promises were offered. So God has offered them wonderful promises. In Deuteronomy 31 to 10, what are the promises given by God, despite of the fact of the second section is talking about what would happen if they disobeyed. What does this teach us about God's grace? Yan, dito papasok yung tinatawag na biyaya ng Panginoon. So, That would certainly have been comforting to hear, however, that the point was not that it didn't matter if they turned away from God and had command that God had commanded. The Lord doesn't offer any cheap grace. If anything, if anything, it should have shown God's love, and thus, as a response, they would love Him back. Kailangan mahalin ng Panginoon bali isang response o isang pagtugon doon sa ginawa ng Panginoon sa kanila. And they would love Him back, revealing their love by being obedient to what He told them to do. So, Deuteronomy 30:11-14, what is the Lord saying to them there? What is the basic promise of these verses that the New Testament text can you think of that reflect the same promise? Yes. Okay, Sarah, you can go to Happy Queenie, and you'll have 5 points o one raffle entry. Pumunta kayo sa kanyang link. Okay, habang tinatapos ko yung dalawa kasi ang lesson presentation, kagabi wala ako. So, pagkatapos nito ay titingnan ko kung may pumunta kay Happy Queenie, and they'll be given one raffle entry. So Deuteronomy 30 opens with telling his people what would happen if they disobey, and what will also happen if they obey. So when we can see there is the appeal. Yes. Happy pasukli. Okay, yan. May pumunta na sa iyo. Happy. And susuklian mo na lang sila. Maya-maya siguro konti kasi baka malagas lang eh. Maya-maya susuklian kayo ni Happy, ha? Kasi pagka ano agad, alam mo naman si Lolo, nagbabawas talaga, matindi ang bawas-bawas. Ang bawasan ng mga banana ngayon. So we have the appeal with its beautiful language and airtight logic. Yes. Dito ang appeal na ito ay God's command is not too difficult. Ang kautusan, yung utos ng Panginoon ay hindi napakahirap sundin, di ba? It is just easy to follow. And that not too difficult or mysterious for them to understand. No, it is too far out of their reach to attain. It's not way up in heaven, so far away from someone else who get it to them, nor it is across the seas that you cannot reach that. But someone must bring it to them. Instead, the Lord says, but the word is very near you and your mouth, in your heart, and that you may do it. Sabi sa Deuteronomy 30, verse 14. So, napakalinaw po. That's why, if you know it well enough to be able to speak it, and it's in your heart to know that you must do it. So, nasa puso natin, alam natin na kailangan natin gawin. Pero minsan ay hindi natin nagagawa. So, ito yung sinasabi ng Panginoon. Apostle Paul quotes some of these verses in the context of salvation in Christ. That is, Paul referred to them as example of righteousness by faith. Yes, it's an example of righteousness by faith. Okay, so sana maging isang challenge sa atin ang ating lesson ngayon sa Deuteronomy, and it talks about so many things that have correlation with our personal lives,
with our personal lives today as we near the second coming. And then, after these verses in Deuteronomy, the children of Israel are told, yes, to choose life. Sabi niya, yes, we choose life, blessing, and okay, hindi namin tinatanggap yung death, blessing, and cursing. And if by grace and by faith they choose life, they will have it. Magkakaroon sila doon noon pag pinili nila na um, sa biyaya ng Panginoon, they may choose life, they will have it. So we have, ito na si Coco. Coco? Coco. Coco? Coco? Ito yung alaga ko na to. Yes, magbibigay na ako ng mga raffle entry. Yung pumunta kay Queen, kay Happy, pupuntahan ko na ngayon din. Bago magpapatuloy ng aking sunod. Yes, 1 million in the house, but you have 8 thumbs up. Nasaan na kayo after a while? Aray ko. Nawala na agad. Nawala na agad. Okay, sige. Mag-ano na ako ng mga comments dyan. One million ulit. Grabe. Tambay na lang po ito. Nasa premiere po kasi ang Happy na eh. Ay, sige, okay. Pero marami na alam ko pumunta dyan. Puntahan ko para mabigyan sila ng raffle entry. Yes. Tignan ko kung ilan ang pumunta. Ay, ako nga, hindi pa nakadikit din sa iyo. Dikit, okay. Ano ko ng premiere mo? Tatamsakan ko na lang. Dikitan na kita ngayon para ano, baka makalimutan ko eh. Dikit na ako sa iyo ah. Ay, naku, one watching. Talaga naman. You're the only one. Yes, you're the only one left. Kumain na kaya kayo. Kumain na ba sila?
Hindi ko po alam.
Naku, nasa vlog pala ako. Kumain na. Kumain na. Kanina yung kanin parang ano kanina kaya double check na. Okay. So, pupuntahan ko na. Hindi ko makita yung mga ano. Yung mga pumunta kay... Bakit kaya? Ulitin ko nga. Okay, nandito si SG Nevada. Okay, you have one raffle entry, SG. Hindi ko makita yung notebook ko, kaya SG Nevada. Okay, dito ako mag-concentrate muna sa raffle entry. Sa bawat pupunta doon sa link na binaba. SG Nevada. Sinong sunod? And then we have si Jane. Jane Rivera. You have one raffle entry. Si Jane. And we have Glycel. Glycel. Yes, after Glycel, si Hil Adavan. Hil Adavan. Ay, tapos si ano pala, Happy Queenie. May one raffle entry ka.
Coco.
Let's go to our main topic for tonight. All things work together for good to them that love God. Mahaba-haba yung title natin. Mahaba yung title. Kaya lang, maganda kasi pag ano. Yes. All work together for good to them that love God. May headset ako. Nasaan na ba?
Bakit ang daming mga nakalagay mo?
Gamitin ko na nga headset ko. Hindi ko alam kung naririnig pala ako. Yes. Ang buko. Patali. So, makita natin yung ating pinaka-key text. Key text natin sa Romans 8:28. Romans 8:28 says here, ang buko. Aligo. Okay, and we know that all things work together for good to them that love God, to them who are called according to His purpose. So, hindi ko alam kung naalala niyo yung story.
Bilis.
Kasama yan. Kasama yan sa baba.
Ay, galing.
Sa tahol-tahol lang yan dyan sa mga second floor, third floor. Ikoko talaga. Yes, okay, balik tayo. Naistorbo. Istorbo ni Coco tayo. So, alam ko narinig yung story about the, ano ko yung legendary ba itong real story ito. Maaring totoo, maari ding just a folktale or folklore. There was a Chinaman with one horse and one son. Meron siyang anak na lalaki at meron din siyang kabayo na isang pirasong kabayo. So one summer day, his horse broke off of the corral and fled to freedom. Lumabas siya sa kwadra and then go away for freedom na yung kanyang kabayo. His good neighbors visited him that night and in sympathy they chattered. Sabi nila, your horse got out? What a bad luck. Nawala yung kabayo mo? Parang hindi maganda ang swerte, sabi. Why? How do you know that it's bad luck? Sabi ng Chinaman. At paano nalaman na bad luck yung pagkawala ng kabayo ko? So, wala nakasagot sa kanila. The following night, the horse came back. Sunod na gabi, bumalik yung kabayo. And that this horse came back to his corral for his usual feeding and watering, leading a dozen wild stallions behind him. Kasama niya yung mga wild stallions na galing sa in the open or maybe in the forest na sumama sa kanya. At
pagkatapos ay sumama din sa kanya doon sa kanyang pagbalik. The neighbors came chattering happily to the foreigners. Oh, you have 13 horses. What a good luck. The old Chinese replied, how do you know that it is a good luck when I have 12 horses added to me? So some days later, his young son was trying to break in one of the stubborn stallions. Inaayos niya, parang didisiplina niya isang stallion na parang napaka-wild. And in so doing, he was thrown off horse and broke a leg. Napilay siya, na balian siya ng kanyang buto sa paa. And his concerned neighbors, alam mo yung mga neighbors, mga ano yan, kung ano yung balita. So his concerned neighbors came back and chattered with him. Your son broke his leg? Oh, what a bad luck. Sabi ng Chinaman. As usual, the old Chinese asked, how do you know that it's a bad luck when my son broke his leg? A few days later, a warlord came and conscripted every able-bodied young man in the village. Lahat na medyo malalakas na mga kabataan sa village ay um, kinuha nila para isama sa laban sa gera. So, the son of the old Chinaman was spared because of his broken leg. Hindi siya nakasama dahil merong bali siya, pilay sa kanyang paa. So, he took them away to war, never to return. Pero yung kanyang anak ay hindi nakasali doon. And the one text for today says, so ito pala muna, the son of the old Chinaman was spared because of his broken leg. So, may mga pangyayari sa buhay natin na masasabi na natin na minsan parang hindi maganda ang results. Minsan naman parang na-overjoyed tayo kasi maganda or ang resulta ay for the benefits, for our benefits or our family's benefit. Kaya we consider that as good things. Pero ang sinasabi sa atin um, ng ating text ngayong umaga, same some things work together for good to those who love God. And we can understand that even most things work together for good to those who love them. And here we have um, sometimes though it's very difficult to accept the fact that these things are happening in our lives. Parang hindi natin matanggap na nangyayari ito or maybe this is really happening in our lives or maybe we just consider it as a dream. Okay, dream or no dreams, these things are happening in our daily lives today. So, these all things work together for good. If we just have trust and faith in the Lord, all these things will just be in the memory later kapag dumating na ang Panginoon sa alapap ng mga langit. So, all things work together for good, okay, to them who love God. So, let us never forget that whether it is through the sunlit height of joy and ecstasy or through the gloomy valley of the shadow of death,
still God's hand is leading us. Still ang Panginoon yung kanyang kamay ang nagga-guide. Okay, o nagtuturo sa atin ng daan. Okay? So, $1 million pa rin. Hindi na umakyat. Uha. Finished with our lesson presentation at saka ating pinaka main topic. So, siguro bago mag newsline. We go to our newsline. Yes, Happy Queenie. Merong nakadikit na sa iyo na 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pang-anim ako. Okay. So, pang-anim ako, then you have so we go to our trivia or our last part of our is the newsline or the trivia. Pinaka abangan ng karamihan. Coco, nasaan si Coco? Yes. Ang aming doggy. Si Doggy Dog. Matatapos na tayo. Matatapos na tayo. I'm just going looking for some trivia. Kasi malapit na tayo magtatapos. Okay, ito na lang discuss natin. Nutrition deadly sins. Ayan, may kinalaman sa sins yung ating pinag-aralan kanina. At ang pinaka-main topic natin is about God works The Lord is working for the good of 7 nutrition deadly sins. Ang unang-una natin ay yung mga flesh food. Yes. Ito yung papakita ko yung ano. Okay, so we have deadly sins, yung kasalanan ng nutrition, deadly sins. Number one is, sabi ko, flesh food. Okay, ang mga pagkain ng mga karne. So it says in the Bible that meat was only eaten by most people right after the flood. So after the flood, which had left everything on earth and water, and makita po natin na yung pagkain ng karne ay ah, naging isang palaisipan sa bawat isa. So we have refined foods, ang mga pagkain na mal- flesh food. Okay. So bakit flesh food? Nalala niyo yung lesson ng yung pinakita at pinaalala ni Moses yung or sinulat yung mga batas ng kalusugan. So, isa sa mga dinidiscuss sa book ay yung pagkain ng karne, eat or eating meat products ay hindi po siya maganda sa katawan, especially sa mga older people when ang panunaw nyo ay medyo mahina na, and kapag panay meat kasi ang kinakain natin, walang fiber siya. So not unlike the vegetables that at saka fruits, it is full of okay, ang ang flesh product ay maraming binibigay ng mga uh, foreign components ng ating blood like taba. Yung actually sabi ng Panginoon is yung itatapon yung mga dugo at saka yung mga taba na nasa pagkain sa flesh. So that was during the time when after the flood ay they were sent out. Okay. Usually high cholesterol and high fat recognizes that diet containing uh, less protein and much less fats and carbohydrates is more conclusive on lodging. So, dito ay uh, parang ni-remind lang na ito yung gawain ng Panginoon At ito naman ang ginagawa ng tao. So, number 2 we have is refined foods. Yung mga pagkain na refine. Okay. Okay na? So, number 3 we have is refined food. Parang parehas na natin. May sugar content. Okay. Yes. Number 3 we have is sugar. Yan ang mahilig sa mga matatamis dyan. Yeah, sugar is one of the culprit when it comes to nutrition. And then we have okay, magti-trivia tayo or announcement. Okay, the next we have is how many? 1 million in the house na now? Magsa-silent LS muna ako. Silent muna, mamaya ako natatapusin. Silent muna ako. Ay, waham, naka 1 hour na pala ako. Pero sa silent muna, hindi pa tatapusin ko muna to. Masimulan ko na kasi. Silent for a while. Okay lang, yung tambay-tambay lang. Ano nangyari sa aking
sa aking attire. Okay, so we continue. Medyo natanggal na ang aking sleepiness. We're going to continue. After sugar, okay, we have what we call salt. We find the fourth problem in the area, salt intake. Yung ating mga pag-intake ng ating salt, asin, amount to 15 to 20 grams per day or 3 to 4 teaspoon, several times more than what we needed. Paano tayo nakaka-consume ng ganon? Okay. We know that most of us eat too much salt, which becomes an important factor in hypertension. Pag may noodles tayo na kinain, yun, maraming salt yun. Pag kumain tayo ng mga kinakain natin na mga ulam, marami din salt yun na nilalagay. So that ang cause or the result of eating too much salt in our body is we know that most of us have all these different diseases, hypertension, I have blood pressure, we have heart failure and other problems related to fluid retention. So kapag nasobrahan tayo ng salt intake, ito na yung mangyayari sa atin. So yung mga sakit na ito ay karamihan ay nasa ating mga paligid lang o sa mga kapitbahay natin or even members of our family. The next we have is the fat. Okay, a fifth mistake is adding fat to our food. We eat a much larger amount of fat every day that is healthy for us. So, sobra naman ang intake natin ng mga taba or mga mantika and veneers. Although natural food contain adequate fat for human needs, we find nearly all bakery products have fats, yung mga kinakain natin na tinapay, yung mga biscuits, and many processed food loaded with extra fats. Yung mga kinakain natin na mga mga puno siya ng mga taba. Especially pag ang fats galing sa animals. Yung pagkakaiba kasi ng animal fats at saka vegetable fats. So, pag galing sa animals, this is what we call the saturated fat na siyang nagpapataas ng cholesterol level ng ating mga blood. Pero kapag ito ay unsaturated or polyunsaturated fats, usually they are coming from from plants na ito ay chinecheck niya yung ating pagtaas ng cholesterol level. These products, along with butter, margarine, gravy, sauce, cheese, and salad dressings, eggs, sour milk, meat, and other fried and deep fried foods that have learned to have boosted in our daily intake. Yeah, kasama doon yung mga french fries. Lahat ng mga pinipirito na mga kinakain natin, yeah, they have fats. They have more fats and or more cholesterol at saka may salt pa. Kasi ang salt usually sa mga canned goods, they were na-preserve sila sa pamagitan ng salt din. So, maliban kapag drinks yun, ang preservative na ginagamit ay sugar. Pero kung mga kagaya nito, ay salt at saka fats. Sa pastries lang marami mga tinapay yung ng taba. So we have is the beverage. Ano yung mga iniinom natin ng mga inumin, and Six harmful health habits is the consumption of beverage, yung mga juices, or both between meals. So, kaya mas recommended ang mga shake na lang ang inumin para maiwasan yung mm, pag-accumulate ng sugar at saka ng fat sa ating katawan. So, beverage, we have, we seldom drink water anymore. Karamihan ng ininom natin ay hindi siya tubig. Usually mga drinks, colored drinks, or tea, or what kind of tea. So, uh, ito ang isa sa mistakes na nakikita natin sa ating pagkain ng mga to. We seldom drink water anymore. Consumption of beer, soda, and pop has skyrocketed the past 2 decades. So, naano natin yung mga, mm, check natin yung mga inumin o mga iniinom natin. There are the coffee and the tea as well as the sweetened drinks, wines and other alcoholic beverages, and fruit juice which most of the fiber have been strained. Okay. So, ito yung ating seven deadly na so we got to our trivia before we end. Trivia muna tayo.
Higaan niya yan? Higaan niya yan? Diyan siya
Oo.
nakahiga?
Ko, halika ko. Mag-bye-bye ka dito muna. Ko. Halika. Babay na tayo, Ko. Ko. Halika. Come here, anak ko. Upo, kanina gustong pumunta. Ngayon kumain ka na? Kumain ka na dyan.
Ano ba itong mga nakalagay dito, ma? Ang gulo-gulo.
Ha? Nandun na, nilagay ko doon yung ano. Kuko! Diyan matutulog sa'yo yan? Dito natutulog sa akin yan eh. Ay, ano sabi ko, magti-trivia muna tayo bago mag-end. Ano ba yan? Ang dami-dami. Wala na. Where are you? Nasaan na yung mga nandito kanina? Nawala na tuluyan. Okay, so we go to Newsline bago ako mag-end. Kahit wala, mag-isa lang ako. Nasaan na tong mga to? Yes, we have okay, Chase, your non-meat eaters or vegetarians have a lower death rate and lower rate of cancer and heart disease. This is the finding of a West Germany study as reported in Health. Death caused by respiratory diseases, yung pagkasakit sa ating paghinga, and digestive system were also reduced. And there was no difference found between the moderate and the strict vegetarians. So parang pareho lang. Pag strict vegetarian ka, you have no milk, no eggs in your diet. Pagka uh, ovo-lacto ka, merong panggatas at saka merong um, ovo, tapos lacto, okay. So, merong galing sa ating mga dairy products. So, hindi pa inistriktuhan yung ano. So, mga strict vegetarians, yung vegan. Pero pag hindi, yung parang ano lang, practical vegetarians ang tawag nila doon or ovo-lacto vegetarians, they have still eggs and they have milk in their diet. So we have next is save and conserve blood. Paano natin ma-save at ma-conserve ang ating mga dugo? Artificial blood delivers oxygen as well as natural blood loss. So ito yung nawawala. And used in animal experiment, the chemically modified hemoglobin, the protein molecule in the blood that carries oxygen, is now being developed by researchers to provide more safer blood for transfusion and um, transfusion purposes. So, Vibrant Life also suggests another method to conserve blood: catch, wash, and re-infuse blood that is lost during the surgery. Oh, ibabalik. And another one is okay. Another news line we have exercise. Exercise for the handicapped. Water walking is ideal for people who find it very difficult to move about on land, such as yung okay. Next we have is ventilation does matter. Type of ventilation the plane determines is air level and nicotine reports. And certain food, especially citrus like oranges and lemons. Okay, um, this is what Dr. Luke Kitty of Lam, an organic chemist in the University of Minnesota. Sabi niya, the final results of the study are expected in late 1990 pa to. So matagal na. Wait. have cholesterol in children over age 2 can have high cholesterol level which can cause atherosclerosis. Okay. Tingnan ko yung mga nag-message mo pala. Baka makatulog ako dito. Baka makatulugan ko to. Okay, 1.5 hours. Okay na ako. I have to close. 1.5 hours. Have almost 8 minutes to go. So I can end this.
Ang ganda-ganda ng aso.
I have no millions in the house. Walang may nagtambay ngayon. Kagaya ng dati. Okay, but I am about to close na.